What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Flames back at it again. Another Bible reading video. If I sound sick, I just have bad allergies right now. I'm very congested, so sorry about my voice. Um, but yeah, excited to get into today's video. Oh, can I use your phone for green light? Thank you. Um, I'm really excited for today's video. It's gonna be Joshua chapter 6. And without further ado, let's get right to it, man. The fall of Jericho. Now Jericho was shut up inside and outside because of the people of Israel. None went out and none came in. So if you remember a couple of chapters ago, uh, when I forget exactly who it was, but the two people they sent into Jericho and they talked to I believe it was the prostitute that lived there, and her house was in the wall, and they were able to escape by getting lowered down from the window of her house. But they shut out everything because they were scared of what was to come, and because they've already heard of the wrath of God. And yeah, so there's no way in, no way out. The only reason that they were able to get the information about the city out is because the two people in there, when they were talking to the prostitute, they said they would spare her, and her house was built into the fortified walls of the city, so they were able to lower themselves down from her house, like through the window down to the breaking ground. But yeah, the fall of Jericho. Now Jericho was shut up inside and outside because the people of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord said to Joshua, See, I have given Jericho into your hand, with its king and mighty men of valor. You shall march around the city, all the men of war going around the city once. Thus you shall do for 6 days. 7 priests shall bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. On the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times. And the priests shall blow up the trumpets. And when they made a long blast with the ram's horn, when you hear the sound of the trumpet, then all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city will fall down flat. And the people shall go up, every one straight before him. So Joshua the son of Nun called the priests and said to them, Take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests hear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord. And he said to the people, Go forward. March around the city and let the armed men pass on before the ark of the Lord. Just as Joshua had commanded the people, the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the Lord went forward, blowing the trumpets with the ark of the covenant of the Lord following them. The armed men were walking before the priests who were blowing the trumpets, and the rear guard was walking after the ark, while the trumpets blew continually. But Joshua commanded the people, You shall not shout or make your voice heard, neither shall any word go out of your mouth, until the day that I tell you to shout, and then you shall shout. So he caused the ark of the Lord to circle in the circle of the city, going about it once, and they came into the camp and spent the night in the camp. And then Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord, and the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of the ram's horns before the ark of the Lord walked on, and they blew the trumpets continually. And the armed men were walking before them, and the rear guard was walking after the ark of the Lord, while the trumpets blew continually. On the 2nd day they marched around the city once, and returned to the camp. So they did for 6 days. On the 7th day they rose early at the dawn of day, and marched around the city in the same manner 7 times. It was only on that day that they marched around the city 7 times. And at the 7th time, when the priests had blown out the trumpets, Joshua said to the people, Shout, for the Lord has given you the city. And the city and all that is within it shall be devoted to the Lord for destruction. Only Rahab the prostitute and all who are with her in her house shall live, because she hid the messengers whom we sent. But you, keep yourselves from the things devoted to destruction. Can you give me some tissue, please? All the things devoted to destruction, and bring trouble upon it. But all silver and gold, and every vessel of bronze and iron are holy to the Lord. Describe some good talk. Um, I'm sorry, you guys. My nose is about to run down my face while I'm sitting here trying to make this. Um, but all silver and gold and every thank you, and every vessel of bronze and iron are holy to the Lord. They shall go into the treasury of the Lord. So the people shouted, and the trumpets were blown. As soon as the people heard the sound of the trumpet, the people shouted a great shout, and the wall fell down flat. Wow. I think it kind of means something that it was like 7 days, seven trumpets, kind of the same thing that was talked about in Revelation with the seven angels blowing the seven trumpets. It's all kind of like the same thing. Um, okay, hold on, where was it at? So that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they captured the city. Then they devoted all in the city to destruction, both men and women, young and old, oxen, sheep, and donkeys, with the edge of the sword. The two men who had spied out the land, Joshua said, "Go into the prostitute's house and bring out from there the woman and all who belong to her, as you swore to her." So the young men who had been spies went in and brought out Rahab and her father and her mother and her brothers and all who belonged to her. And they brought all her relatives and put them outside the camp of Israel. And they burned the city with fire and everything in it. Only the silver and gold and the vessels of bronze and of iron they put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. But Rahab the prostitute and her father's household and all who belonged to her, Joshua saved alive. And she has lived in Israel to this day because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. Joshua laid an oath on them at that time, saying, "Cursed before the Lord be the man who rises up and rebuilds the city Jericho. The cost of his firstborn shall he lay its foundation. At the cost of his youngest son shall he send up his gates." So the Lord was with Joshua, and his frame was in all the land. Okay, so that is it for this chapter. They basically, I believe this is like a city of giants as well, um, which were the Nephilim descendants. So these were the people that were like 10 feet tall at least. Crazy, but they had no will to fight because they were so scared, especially after their walls just fall down like that. They're like, yeah, we're cooked. Look at what we're going up against. Like, that's pretty demoralizing stuff right there. I can't lie. Um, but yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching. Sorry about, y'all having to see this grossness of me having to wipe my nose and stuff on the camera, but this was the time I had to do these videos. So I apologize about that. But yeah, I love y'all. God bless y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Um, and I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.